For years, you've heard that seafood is a miracle food, especially for those of us over 60. Doctors and health experts have all said it's a golden ticket for your heart and your brain. But what if I told you there's a dark side to this advice? What if one of the most popular types of seafood is not the hero we think it is? What if it's a silent enemy, secretly fueling the joint pain, the stiffness, and the inflammation that you are fighting so hard to beat? If you're over 60, you're trying to do everything right, staying active, eating healthy, but you still have that ache in your knees, that stiffness in your fingers, or that nagging pain in your back, you need to pay close attention. The answer may not be a new exercise or pill. The missing piece of your health puzzle could be right on your dinner plate. Today, we're going to uncover the one type of seafood you may need to avoid, and more importantly, what you should eat instead to feel better, move better, and get your life back. Before I reveal the culprit, you need to understand the war that's going on inside your body. It's a war called inflammation. Now, a little bit of inflammation is a good thing. It's your body's natural response to an injury or an infection. But when it becomes chronic, it's like a low-level fire that's always smoldering, and your joints often feel the heat first. This is a key driver of arthritis pain. For decades, we've known that fish is one of the best anti-inflammatory foods because of its omega-3 fatty acids. Think of omega-3s as the firefighters that calm the flames. On the other side are omega-6 fatty acids, which can be pro-inflammatory. We need some, but our modern diet is overloaded with them, creating a perfect storm for chronic pain. This is where the great seafood myth begins. We just assume all seafood is packed with those good omega-3s, but that is a dangerous oversimplification. But there's another more sinister compound in certain seafood that can wreak havoc, especially after 60. This compound is called purine. Purines are natural substances in many foods. When your body metabolizes them, it creates a waste product called uric acid. As we get older, our kidneys can become less efficient at filtering out this uric acid. When it builds up, it can form tiny, sharp crystals that get deposited directly into your joints. The result is an intensely painful form of arthritis known as gout, which is one of the most common forms of inflammatory arthritis in older adults. So what is this common seafood loaded with these joint-wrecking purines? It's not just one food, but a category, high purine shellfish. And some of the worst offenders, often served as a supposedly healthy meal, are squid, mussels, and scallops. Let's take squid, often served fried as calamari. For joint health in older adults, it can be a major problem. High purine shellfish can be a direct trigger for gout attacks and can contribute to ongoing joint inflammation. The science on this is very clear. Studies have consistently shown that high intake of purine-rich seafood is associated with an increased risk of gout and high uric acid levels. For someone who already has arthritis, high blood pressure, or is prone to gout, a plate of calamari or a bowl of mussels could be like throwing gasoline on that inflammatory fire, leading to a miserable flare-up. I know this might be hard to hear, but if you are serious about ending your joint pain, you have to get serious about what you're putting in your body. The science confirms that for many people over 60, the risk from these high purine foods simply outweighs the reward. It's also wise to be mindful of shrimp and lobster. They aren't as high in purines, but moderation is still a good strategy if you have joint issues. Now, I'm not here to take away your favorite foods without giving you a better, more powerful solution. There are incredible, delicious seafood options that do the exact opposite. They actively work to heal your joints and reduce inflammation. The key is to swap the high purine troublemakers for fatty fish that are loaded with those firefighting omega-3s. Let's build your new joint-friendly shopping list. Salmon is the king of anti-inflammatory fish. It's packed with omega-3s that studies show can directly calm the body's inflammatory response. Regular consumption of fatty fish is linked to a lower risk of developing rheumatoid arthritis and can help reduce joint pain for those who already have it. Now, the type matters. Wild-caught salmon is fantastic. Farmed salmon can also be a good choice. In fact, it often has more total omega-3s, but it also tends to have a higher amount of inflammatory omega-6s from its diet. Both are beneficial, but I prefer wild salmon for its better balance. Mackerel is a true powerhouse. It's a fatty fish that is absolutely loaded with omega-3s, sometimes even more than salmon, and it's often more affordable. Because mackerel is smaller, it's also lower on the food chain, which means it accumulates fewer heavy metals like mercury. Eating mackerel twice a week is a brilliant strategy for cooling inflammation in your joints. Don't dismiss these. Sardines are a nutritional giant. They are rich in omega-3s, but they also give you two other critical nutrients for anyone over 60, calcium and vitamin D. You need both for strong bones. Now, it is true that sardines contain purines, so if you have been diagnosed with gout, you should be cautious. For most people, however, enjoying them in moderation is a fantastic way to support your bone and joint health. Trout is another excellent choice in the fatty fish family. It has a milder flavor and gives you a fantastic dose of those joint-soothing omega-3s. It's incredibly versatile and is an easy, delicious swap for the more problematic seafood choices. The recommendation is clear. Aim for at least 2 servings of fatty fish like these every single week. Consistency is what gets results. This is so important. You can buy the perfect wild-caught omega-3 rich salmon, but if you go home and fry it in cheap vegetable oil, you destroy many of its benefits. Deep frying fish, especially in oils high in omega-6s like corn or soy oil, is a terrible idea. First, it adds more inflammatory compounds to your meal. Second, the intense heat damages the delicate omega-3s in the fish, dramatically reducing their power. One study showed that frying can destroy up to 85% of the beneficial fats in tuna. What's the answer? Use gentle cooking methods. Baking, broiling, or steaming your fish are all fantastic ways to prepare it. These methods protect the healthy fats. A simple bake with lemon and herbs or a light poach and a flavorful broth are brain-healthy, joint-friendly techniques. If you do pan-sear your fish, use extra virgin olive oil, which has its own anti-inflammatory properties. Let's review what we learned. The old advice to just eat more seafood is wrong. It's too simple and can be harmful if you have joint pain. To protect your joints, you need a smarter strategy. Limit or avoid high purine shellfish like squid, mussels, and scallops, which can trigger gout and inflammation. Instead, embrace the true heroes of the sea, fatty fish like wild-caught salmon, mackerel, and trout. By making this simple swap, you are actively choosing to give your joints the anti-inflammatory omega-3s they need to heal. If you found this information helpful, give this video a thumbs up. And for more science-backed strategies to help you age with a better brain and body, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Here's to your healthier, happier joints.